So although the end of the year is upon us and we're starting to look forward to what's to come in 2022, that doesn't mean that there isn't a lot of great sneaker releases still dropping in the end of 2021. And in today's video, I'm gonna give you my top 10 list of the shoes still to look forward to in 2021. And even though we've only got like 35 days left, these 35 days are packed with crazy sneaker releases and I cannot wait. What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm counting down the top 10 most anticipated sneaker releases of the holidays for 2021. Also, in sort of a side note before we dive into the video, I'm also looking towards 2022 and trying to figure out what kind of content I want to make next year, and I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on that. I honestly really miss doing sneaker drawing videos and sneaker design videos. I don't know if that's something you guys want to see, but that's something that I really want to get back to. Speaking of doing more sketching and more design, I've actually signed up for this really cool thing called SuperPeer. So SuperPeer is a lot of things, but mainly it's a live streaming platform, and I've actually just signed up to start teaching classes in the next couple months. And I really want to tailor these classes and these live streams on things that you guys are actually interested in and you guys would actually want to learn. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys are thinking. I'm thinking classes and live streams on how to draw and design sneakers. That's something that I know a lot about. That's something that you guys seem to be interested in. So if you guys want to check out when that'll be dropping, make sure to sign up for SuperPeer through the link in the description below. And I should be starting to do this at the beginning of next year, which sounds like it's a long time away, but it's really like 35 days away. It's crazy. But getting back into things, today's list is filled with 10 sneakers that I think are some of the most exciting releases to still happen in 2021. But because this video is just a top 10 video, I can't include every single sneaker release for the rest of the year. I'm only including the ones that I think people are most excited about. If you guys do want to see every single sneaker release for the rest of the year, I am dropping another sit or sell video in the next couple days. That should be coming out, I think, the beginning of next week, if you guys want to stay tuned for that. And also probably another one before the end of the year. But those videos will let you know about all of the other sneakers dropping for the rest of the year. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you guys can be notified as soon as those videos drop. But without further ado, why don't we start things off with a very fitting number 10. And in the number 10 spot is the Adidas Yeezy 1050 boot. So let me know if I'm crazy, but I'm pretty sure we first saw this shoe back in like 2016. From what I remember, it was in one of the Yeezy fashion shows, and then we saw it again last year when Kanye was seen wearing it. But it's one of those shoes we've known about for a couple years at this point. And it's crazy because I feel like this Yeezy is like a perfect middle ground between Kanye's design style in 2016 and Kanye's design style in 2021. Back in 2016, Yeezys looked like they were supposed to be worn in the desert, and now in 2021, it looks like we're supposed to wear Yeezys on Mars. It's crazy. It's like he got in a spaceship and flew all the way, I don't know what. Maybe that's what he was talking with Elon Musk about, actually. But interestingly enough, the Yeezy 1050 boot kind of looks like you can wear it on the desert sands of Tatooine. So the first colorway of the 1050 boots that's slated to release is the high-res colorway that comes in a bright orange. In fact, almost the entire shoe is covered in a crazy neon orange, except for one part of the shoe, and that's the zipper. Apparently the zipper comes in tan. I don't know why exactly, but doesn't look too bad. But what makes this boot so interesting looking is the molded mesh upper on the top of the shoe. It's almost like you peeled back someone's skin and you're looking at their muscle. It's super weird, but it's kind of interesting. I also kind of dig the hidden Adidas 3 stripes on the side. It's kind of a nice touch. It gives the shoe some movement. I don't know, I kind of like these. And honestly, the reason that I put these shoes on the list is not just because they are a new Yeezy silhouette, but also because I think that they're the best Yeezy boots that have released or that are going to release for a long time. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw my reviews of the previous Yeezy boots that just dropped over the last month, but some of those ones are wild. There is no official release date for the 1050s yet, but they are slated to release this month for a retail price of $400. Sticking with Yeezys, at the number 9 spot, we've got the Adidas Yeezy Foam Runner MX Sand Gray. So this shoe honestly isn't really anything crazy new, it's just a new colorway of the Yeezy Foam Runners, but I personally really love the color mixture that they decided to go with on this sneaker. This Foam Runner comes in a mix of tonal browns, grays, and pinks, and I think it's one of the most interesting new Yeezy Foam Runner colorways to release this year. No, it's not as bright as the Vermilions that dropped last month, but honestly I feel like it's a colorway that's definitely more wearable, but it is kind of weird to me that they're dropping this in the winter. Like, this definitely seems like a summer shoe. Don't get me wrong though, I'm probably still gonna wear my Foam Runners in the winter because I'm crazy, but I don't think it's a winter shoe at all. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just weird because I want to buy every single colorway of the Foam Runners that come out, but this is definitely one of the cleaner colorways, and if you don't have a pair of Foam Runners and you have not yet experienced that Foam Runner goodness, it's a crazy comfortable shoe. I definitely recommend it. Unfortunately, the MX Sand Grays do not yet have a release date, but they are expected to drop sometime this December for just $80. I know you can't really get a pair for $80 because they sell out like that, but I still think it's a great sneaker and it's definitely worth picking up. At number 8, we've got the Cause Sacai Nike Blazer Low in Purple Dusk. So I realized at the time of this video releasing the first Cause Sacai Nike Blazer Low hasn't even released yet, but in my opinion, the purple one is the best. And it's not just because of my team affiliations, I really do like this shoe the best. The maroon one's fire, but this purple one in particular, Perfect. So over the last couple years, we've had a couple different Salehi Nike Blazer lows, but none of them have been as hyped up or I think as popular as this colorway or really any of the Cause colorways are going to be. And that's because it's a Cause collaboration. Hypebeasts are crazy for Cause. I mean, you could say that this release is a cause for concern. Or not, that's fine too. So the Purple Dusk colorway comes in a primarily purple upper accented by whites on the midsole and outsole, some pinks and some blues on the double Nike swooshes, and a yellow extra tongue. But of course the marquee detail of the shoe is the double X's on the lateral side of the midfoot because that's Cause signature. I know it's not a huge deal, maybe I'm just a hype beast. I do have Cause Reese's cereal behind the camera right now. They sent it to me. I didn't buy it. Reese's sent it to me. I still have it back there though. But I really like the X details. I feel like they add a lot to the design of the shoe. It's not just any box, it's the blue one. They sent me the blue one because they like me a lot. I legitimately didn't realize how limited this cereal was until I saw Roscoe's stream on him trying to live cop this cereal. I was about to eat this. And then after realizing this goes for about 150 bucks, I can't do it. Although Salehi Nike collaborations have not been that popular over the last couple of releases, in fact, some pairs have even shown up at outlets, which I thought was kind of crazy. I do think this Cause hype is going to be enough to really make all of the colorways of this shoe sell out, but in my opinion, I think the purple one's the best, and that's why that one's on the list. Hey, maybe your opinion is different than mine and you like a different colorway better, that's totally fine, but I'm into the purple one. As of right now, these shoes are slated to drop on December 10th if nothing gets moved around for a retail price of 140 bucks. Coming in at number 7 is the Adidas Yeezy 350 V2 MX Rock. I know, I'm putting a 350 on the list. It's not the most exciting shoe anymore. To be fair, we do have another 350 on the list, but they're a little bit more exciting. This MX Rock colorway is just a solid looking pair of 350s. It's got some reflective accents. It's the kind of shoe that whether you're a hype beast or not, this is the kind of 350 that you could pick up and rock with pretty much anything. It is a solid 350 V2 colorway. You could even say that it's solid as a rock. Man, the puns today are just out of control. So the prime knit pattern of this shoe is pretty much identical to that of the MX Oats that released earlier this year. However, instead of coming in tans, blues, and oranges, it comes in blacks and browns. Not only that, for some reason, this variant of the shoe will feature reflective details, which will obviously make this shoe much more popular just because of that detail alone. Also, because it's a black 350 V2, those tend to be the most popular colorways of the 350 V2s, and this is a shoe that I think a lot of people will look forward to. Speaking of 350 V2s, apparently we're also getting a reflective beluga colorway. The reason that shoe is not on the list is honestly because I forgot it and I've written the list and I filmed most of the video, so I'm not gonna replace anything. To be fair, I feel like it kind of fits with this shoe on the list. Both 350s are somewhat exciting, not crazy exciting, but exciting enough to make the list, so let's just say both 350s are on here. MX Rock, 350 Beluga, whatever it is, not 2.0, 3.0, reflective Beluga. I don't think that the reflective Belugas have a release date yet, but the MX Rocks do have a release date, and that's December 22nd. So honestly, if you're looking for a pair of 350s, it does look like you have a lot of options. You've got the MX Rocks, you've got the Beluga Reflectives, you've got apparently a bunch of restocks happening as well. You're set if you want 350s. Coming in at number 6, we've got the very clean women's Air Jordan 1 Atmosphere. This Jordan 1 is legitimately fire. We don't get enough dusty pink Jordan 1s. We got the Art Basels, which are now like $4,000 shoes. We got those really weird sort of like pink and black ones that just the material quality was trash on. I think they were called the Crimson Tints. I wasn't too excited about those, but these shoes, the Atmospheres, are actually really solid. I love the color blocking. It's kind of got that black toe look to it. You got sort of a black or very dark navy colored leather accent around the toe of the sneaker. You've got a really nice pink hit on the toe area, and then for some reason the heel of the shoe also comes in light pink, but it comes in a patent leather, which usually I wouldn't like. It's kind of weird to have a half patent leather and then regular leather shoe, but because the colorway on this shoe is so fire, I'm willing to deal with it. Not only that, but the kind of gimmicky story behind this shoe with the gum on the outsole is kind of cute, kind of funny. I like it. And it's a shoe that I'm definitely going to be trying to go for, maybe both for myself and for my wife because she loves pink, and it's a Jordan 1, my favorite shoe, so I thought it'd be a nice sort of couple sneaker, I don't know. As far as release dates, I'm not 100% sure when this shoe is going to release. It seems to be slated to release on December 22nd, but the release dates for Jordan Brand have been moving around so much, there's just no way to tell for sure until the shoe actually drops. But honestly, I'm just hoping the shoe drops sooner than later, and it is dropping for a standard retail price of 170 bucks. So coming in at number 5 is a shoe that I guess technically already released, and that's the Yeezy basketball knit. So this shoe apparently had a shock drop last week, which I didn't even know about. Just finding out about it now that I'm researching about the shoe, but It's an interesting new Yeezy basketball silhouette. So Kanye seems to be going all knit everything, and I'm actually not mad at it because knits are pretty great materials, both for performance wear and for just general lifestyle wear because they're super soft and breathable. But as the name would suggest, the Yeezy knit basketball is a much more knit take on Kanye's performance basketball line. Although the Yeezy Quantum was designed to be an on-court basketball performance sneaker, I don't think anyone ever really used it for that, and disappointingly it ended up becoming just a standard lifestyle shoe that no one even really wore. In fact, there's a lot of pairs just sitting on shelves at Atmos and Center City right now. No one seems to want them anymore. So I'm guessing based on this release, Kanye is refocusing his efforts on basketball and performance shoes and trying to create something that people can actually play in, or at least want to play in. Now, based on images of the shoe, it does look like major parts of the shoe were borrowed from the Yeezy Quantum, but it looks like the main portion of the upper is all new and actually reminds me a lot of the KD8 Elite, one of my least favorite basketball shoes of all time. Man, I really wish I didn't make that association because now I can't unsee it. So it looks like the Yeezy Knit basketball features very thick knit around the top of your foot to kind of hold your foot in place, and then as you move up on the ankle area of the shoe becomes more sock-like, I guess to be more comfortable around your ankle, which makes sense. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's a weird looking shoe, but there's something about playing basketball in a pair of Yeezys, a pair that hopefully performs well, that's really appealing. So because of that, I had to put this shoe on the list. And if you missed out on the first release, or if you're like me and didn't even know about the first release, the good news is that there's another release happening on December 18th. And if you're planning to grab a pair of these, I would start saving now because their retail price is $300. Coming in at number 4, we've got the Salehi Bembury Crocs collaboration. So since the end of last year when I first became aware of Salehi Bembury, I've been a huge fan of everything that he drops, in particular his New Balance collaborations. The dude is insanely talented and he keeps putting out sneaker releases that I'm just kind of wowed by, like the whistle on the back of the 574. That's nuts, but it's awesome and I love it. And in December he's doing it all over again, this time around with Crocs. And what's crazy about this collaboration in particular is that I think that Salehi Bembury is the very first collaborator ever to actually have Crocs change their mold on their classic clog. Like, I think he's the first person that's been able to do that. Justin Bieber hasn't been able to do that, Post Malone, none of those guys. Salehi Bembury is the first, and I've got to give him mad props for it. And honestly, I think the shoe looks insane and I love it. So it looks like the inspiration behind this sneaker is sort of a 3D model of Salehi Bembury's fingerprint, which I think is super cool. He actually uses that accent on a lot of his other collaborations. I think it's kind of his way of putting his signature on it, which I think is insane. I love that. And as someone who's just starting to come around to Crocs, I've got to say, I love this. This is the best pair of Crocs I've ever seen. This is up there with the foam runners for me. I know that's crazy to say, but I'm serious. So it looks like the shoe comes in 3 different colors. You've got a white, a brown, and a green, and I think all the colors are fire. I'd be happy with any of them. I'm just super stoked on this collaboration, and if you're stoked on this collab like I am, you can try and pick up a pair for yourself when they finally release on December 14th. I don't know how limited they're gonna be. I would assume they're gonna be sort of limited, but not that limited because Crocs had to open up a whole new mold for this collaboration, so I'm sure they want to get their money back on that, so they're releasing a good amount of them, but we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, the prices right now on like StockX are $3,000. Obviously, that's not going to be the real resale value, but it's crazy right now. Coming in at number 3 is the Air Jordan 11 Cool Gray 2021. So I actually dropped a review on this shoe a couple weeks ago. If you guys would like to check that video out, there will be a link at the top of the screen. But I've got to say, I know that the Cool Grays are hyped up because they haven't released for like 11 years and it's one of everyone's favorite colorways and blah, 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 blah. But the shoe really does live up to the hype. I mean, it's an incredible recreation of the Cool Grays from 2001. I was genuinely blown away by the quality of this shoe. I mean, it's standard patent leather, it's standard suede, but seeing all the colors put together, the icy outsole, seeing the Cool Gray 11s cut the way that they're supposed to be cut, the shoe just looked incredible, and it's absolutely a shoe that I would double up on if I had the opportunity to. Christmas Air Jordan 11 releases have always been a mainstay when it comes to Jordan brand, but this year's I think is special, more special than most just because it's such a classic looking colorway, and it's a shoe that a lot of people have been waiting for. And if you're trying to get your hands on a pair of Cool Gray 11s, they release on December 11th, an oddly fitting date for a very high retail price of $225. Coming in at number 2 is the Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Compact in Slate Blue. So I know it's kind of weird for me to put a pair of 350 V2s so high up on the list, but the compacts are such a different take on the 350 V2s, and as popular as the 350s have been over the last half a decade, I feel like this shoe deserves a spot on the list because it's trying something new on a silhouette that really has been pretty similar over the last couple years. I mean, okay, yeah, we've got the monos, which were sort of a different material on the upper of the shoe, and we've had reflective versions and versions with glow-in-the-dark details and little clear things on the side, but none have been that different. This is the first time around that we're really getting something very different, and I think this shoe could even qualify to be a V3. I don't know why they didn't just call this shoe a V3, they called it the V2 Compact, but in my opinion, it's different enough, and that's why I'm so excited about it. So the Yeezy 350 V2 Compact seems to have a very similar construction to the Yeezy Yeezy knit basketball that we just looked at. The majority of the upper of the shoe features this very thick looking knit material, which I'm not sure exactly how stretchy it's going to be, but it does look like it's going to be very supportive. Around the top of the ankle area, it looks like you've got this very nice thin sock-like ankle collar, which I'm sure feels very comfortable. However, I do have to say that any shoe that features that sort of like ankle hugging ankle collar area, I always recommend wearing crew length socks because it can chafe a little bit and it's never as comfortable as it looks. And I mean, I guess while we're talking about crew length socks, we might as well talk about the upcoming Black Friday Apothecary drop happening on Black Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on apothecary.com. So this collection is fire. It comes in 4 different colorways, and sort of a cool little Easter egg is that the colors of these socks were actually based off classic SB boxes. And even if you're not an SB fan, the colors that these socks come in are super clean and go with a lot of different styles. So if you'd like to grab any of the upcoming Apothecary Black Friday collection, it drops, as you probably could have guessed, on Black Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on apothecary.com. And of course, I've made sure to leave a link to both Apothecary's Instagram and our website in the description below if you guys want to check us out. Actually, also, the slate blue compacts would look pretty good with some of the new Apothecary socks. Just saying, even though the upper of the shoe is so different from any other pair of 350 V2s, it looks like the midsole and outsole of these 350 V2 compacts remains relatively the same, if not the same, as every other pair of 350 V2s. Maybe that's why they're keeping it as a 350 V2 and not a 350 V3, because the midsole and outsole is the same. Regardless of what you think of the compacts, it's still a new pair of 350 V2s, and I'm still personally very excited to try them out. Style-wise, I'm not too excited about them, but for me, it's all about that foot feel. What a weird thing to say. And if you'd like to try these shoes out for yourself, they're apparently releasing on December 6th. And then finally, rounding off today's video in the #1 spot, and also a shoe that I think has the potential to be sneaker of the year, we've got the Air Jordan 1 Patent Breads. So like the Cool Gray 11s, I've also already done a full review of the Patent Breads. If you guys want to check that video out, there will be a link at the top of the screen. But if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that the Bread ones are my favorite shoe of all time. So the fact that Jordan Brand is releasing a variant of that is pretty exciting, and while it's not exactly what I wanted, it's still pretty damn good. These Patent Bread ones feel so premium and they just look so good. And even though I'm not usually a fan of patent leather, there's something about the black and the red that really makes this patent leather look good. I mean, this shoe looks sick. I'm not gonna lie, this shoe looks incredible. I'd still prefer a standard pair of Breads, but if this is what they're giving us, I'll take it, and I'll buy a couple pairs of these if I can. Plus, I don't know if you noticed the metal red Jumpman hang tag. This is crazy. The fact that they included this in the shoe, man, this is a gorgeous sneaker. Also, adding to the premium feel of the shoe, you've also got family embroidered on the inside of the shoe in red. They added another crazy detail. I love this sneaker. Now, from what I remember, this shoe was supposed to release in November, but for some reason, probably supply chain issues, this shoe got pushed back until December 30th, which is a long time from now, but I think it's worth the wait. And in my opinion, this is probably the best sneaker release possible that they could have chosen to end off the year. I mean, there's been great collaborations. We've had the Trophy Room 1s, we've had the Ama Maniere 3s, we've had the Ama Maniere 1s, we've had a bunch of Travis Scotts, but this shoe is just classic Jordan Brand, and I love that about it. But honestly, good luck getting a pair of these. I don't know how limited they're going to be, but I think that they're pretty much only releasing on the Sneakers app, maybe at some Foot Lockers, but they're not going to be easy to get, and if you want a pair of these, you might have to pay resale. So on that note, it's time to end off the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now, I would love to know your thoughts on this list and whether you felt like I left anything out, so make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.